Now then, boys, how the fuck you guys doing? This is gonna be a story time which takes place about a year ago, about the first time I ever dropped a dodgy acid tab. So this, yeah, as I said, takes place a year ago, right? And I've got to tell you, this is one of the most craziest things I will probably ever experience in my life. I'm extremely grateful for my experience, but the impacts, the fucking consequences from this trip were fucking immense. So I'll be explaining them to you boys right now. So, the story all takes place with me and my boy Nayan. We get these tabs off Wizard, the guy, like, Wizard's our fucking psychedelic plug, and he was like, yo, I got these tabs. He said they were 270 micrograms, 270 UG. And I was kind of like, oh, he's fucking lying, like he fucking always does. So I just knew, I was like, fuck off, mate. And, what actually, the first kind of warning sign I had from these tabs was my boy Arthur did one, and he went completely crazy. He got caught by his parents, blah blah blah. Well, that's a fucking another story, but yeah. Anyways, like, what our plan was for the day of taking a tab was to meet up, pop the tab, and then go to this party, right? That's mistake number one. You don't go to a fucking party on acid unless you've got a fucking death wish, mate. Oh my god, it's the worst setting you could possibly have. It's so stupid. Like, I encourage people a lot to research these things kind of like before, because if you don't research, you just think the shit you're taking, you can fuck yourself up badly. So yeah, it was not good. But we popped the tab, and the second mistake was not noticing that the tab was actually bitter. We noticed it, but this is kind of the thing everyone does. They're like, shit, I've got this tab, I didn't want to waste my money, so I'm just going to do it anyway, even though it tastes bitter. And that's mistake number two. Oh, I can't stress it enough, like, if your tab is bitter, or just spit it out. It's honestly not fucking worth it, mate. So we're coming up on these tabs, right? This is like 40 minutes in, and we're sat by a skate park, like, near our houses, and we're just all chilling. Like, and also, like, our boy Connor comes to meet us. He's not doing any acid, but he's coming to the party. So our plan was to bike down to the party from the skate park. So when I was first having these tabs, they felt good. Like, they felt a little different, but I didn't think much of it. I just thought, oh, it's because it's probably stronger. And when I was biking to the party, I just had a really good big smile on my face. Like, I was having like a good time. But like, here's kind of like where it started to go downhill. We stopped off in the woods to meet our other friend Chris, and I've known Chris, Nain, and Connor for years of my life, years. So they're trusted people and whatever. But we stop off for a ciggy, having a ciggy break, right? And the first kind of thing that was happening to me was I couldn't like join into the conversation that my boys were having. I felt like I didn't know what to say, and usually I'm really social, so that was really strange for me. Like, I didn't know what to say, so I just chain smoked my fucking ciggy. After we've done that, I'm definitely feeling a little weird, and I was thinking on the way of the bike ride, like, oh, I don't want to go to this party anymore, I really don't. And I was kind of on autopilot mode when biking, but I didn't realise that, fuck, I was standing right outside the house and all my mates were going in, so I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just go in. I still don't know why the fuck I did it, man, right? So we go into this fucking house, and oh my god, it's just the worst possible fucking... When I walk in, mate, oh my god, like, she was having it in the back garden, this girl. Bro, like, her mum was there, like, her 4, like, little brothers were all fucking running around. There's about 10 other kids there that, like, I knew, Like, I chill with them a bit, but they're not like my good mates. Like, not really. Like, they're just from a different school. Like, I do know them. I do like know their names. Like, but it's just like not who you want to be tripping with, really. So when we're in this party, sit down, and here when mistake number 3 comes into play. Mistake number 3 is a big one. So there's this joint going around this party. We're sat outside. Like, our mum's fine with the weed, so it's like, but we're smoking this joint, and oh my god, man, I had too much of it. And if you guys don't know, when smoking weed on acid, usually weed calms you down, you know, just stuff like that. But this intensifies your experience. So it could be the same as like popping and complete another tab. Like, that's how crazy it is. But anyway, so smoke this joint, and straight after, I'm sat down with my friend Nain, and Nain smoked as well. Nain's actually doing fine on the tab because we both took a dodgy one, but he's fine. It's for some people they're okay, but for others it could go tremendously wrong. So here's what happened. We go into a loop, right? Also, I'm sorry about this laggy gameplay. I don't know why, but it doesn't really matter about the gameplay. So we go into a loop, right, where I turn to him. I go, Nain. He go, Liam. I go, Nain. He go, what? And I go, wait, what? That's what I'd say. And he would stand up, and he'd go, look, we're not doing this anymore. And he'd stand up to go do something else, but he got distracted, and he came and sat back down. And I went, Nain. He went, Liam. I went, wait, what? Like, I went to go, wait, what? Like that for about 30 minutes. I didn't realise at the time, but everyone was looking at us like, who the fuck are these kids tweaking out, man? Like, we must have looked such retards, bro. Oh my god. I'm kind of upset because none of my mates actually filmed me. But, they could have filmed me, man. It would have been. I could have put it in. I'm not going to have any videos for this one. I'm sorry, guys. But, yeah, it's just a mad story, so I got to tell it. And when this happens, I break the loop and I just start screaming and go, what the fuck? What the fuck just happened? Are you fucking seeing that? Are you fucking seeing that, Nain? And I didn't realise, but everyone was staring at me. So I was like, kind of like freaking out a bit. Like, I wasn't freaking out. I thought me and Nain were the only people at the party. And then usually I respect people's houses. I've been brought up to respect houses. Like, I'm not a cunt who shouts, but that's how I was acting. So Nain and Connor pull me into the kitchen. They say, Liam, you need to fucking sort your shit out. What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm not even doing anything, guys. Like, what's wrong? Like, why are you being like this? And they're like, they're just like, fuck this kid, right? I go to call Levi, because Levi's my mate, and I wanted to see him, and he was coming, but he was at work, so I was like, fuck. And I was trying to get out of the house. I was going to go onto the street just to get fresh air, just try and get myself together, like, you know, just exit, have some time by myself. Fuck me, right? I open the gate to the front street, and this is where shit hits the fan, completely hits the fan. So pretty much, right, I, from this point, went psychotic for 12 hours. I had complete, full-blown ego death. So what an ego death is, there's none of you, yourself, left in your head. So your whole personality, your whole who you are, it's all gone, shattered completely. I didn't know I took a drug, didn't know where I was, didn't know who I was, like nothing, like just pure nothing. It's like being reborn, being like completely reborn into a new body. So I am starting to freak out. I take off my shirt, I jump out on the road when there's moving cars, like it's quite a busy road, and I was shouting, 360 no scope, 360 no scope, on, like, going crazy, like, and like my friends for about an hour, all of them come out and they're like pinning me to the floor because I'm trying to punch them, trying to kick the fucking living shit out of them. You know, I'm just going completely crazy. So what my friend Sam decides, like Sam was a good mate of mine who's at the party, and he didn't know what to do with me. He was genuinely scared for my life at this point. He didn't know that I was on a bad trip. Like, he knew I did acid, but he just he did the right thing. But it's pretty much, he called his mum up and say, look, you need to come get Liam and fucking take him back to our house because he's going fucking psychotic. Keep in mind, I have known Sam's family for years, absolute years. Like, the guilt I have to live with now because of this is awful. Fuck, man. Ruined the relationship between, because my family and their family are good friends. Ruined it completely. So I get in the car and like his mum came to pick me up, but when I'm in the car I'm trying to kick the windows in. They were taking me out to the house. I was trying to kick the windows in. Luckily Sam was there in the back keeping me calm, or trying to. I then started trying to have a wank in the back of their car. Started trying to pull down my trousers. Don't know why the fuck I did that. I've literally no clue, but that's what I did. I was trying to go completely naked. Luckily Sam pulled my trousers up for me. So I also tried to grab the steering wheel and drive the car off the road. The thing is, I don't actually remember any of this. I remember only slight bits, slight snippets, if you will. This is what I've been told from other people. So we get back to Sam's house, and Sam's house is about 10 minutes away from mine. So they're trying to calm me down. They bring a police officer over because the Sam's neighbour is a police officer. So they kind of contact him to see, like, look, what should we do? All I remember from this kind of point in the trip was me, like, getting the police officer's head and just, like, feeling his bald head. Like, I don't know why I was trying to do that. I just thought it looked so cool. I think he had a bald head. I don't remember, you see. So, at this point in the trip, Sam's parents don't know what to do with me. So they call my mum. Oh no, that's the worst possible thing they could have done. Fuck. So they drive me back to my own house and fucking... Bro, I literally, right, I get to my house and I walk in my house, my arms swinging, like just swinging uncontrollably, going nah 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 nah, screaming, and I punch the mirrors in. Completely punch the mirrors in, punch a hole in the living room wall, punched a hole in that, and yeah. Also, here, I'm going to explain what I was actually going through in my head on the trip later, but this is a quick side note, a side story if you will. Pretty much, what I said to my mum, she was like, how did you get this acid? And I said, Nayan sold me it and forced me to take it. I don't know why. So my mum, Nayan's still at the party, keep in mind. Like, he's still there with the boys. My mum calls up Nayan's mum and says, look, Nayan has forced my fucking son to blah 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 do this, blah blah blah. Nayan gets called back to his house. His mum is freaking out. Like, his mum's Asian. Like, you can actually just, like, imagine, like, how fucking shit it must have been for him. So he pretty much gets home, gets bollocked. He punches a hole in his wardrobe because he's so mad that I snitched on him. But yeah, fuck Nayan, man, it's fine. He'll be alright. So this is what actually was going on in my trip. This trip really spiritually awakened me. I'm a completely different person. Not completely different person, but I think this has impacted my life so much, but in a positive way. And I get onto it. So when I came back to my house, pretty much, I thought this was like all hallucination, by the way. I thought when I come in, my mum and my mum's boyfriend was home, luckily. I thought they were here to tell me. They said, we've got a surprise for you. I was like, oh my god, what is it? And all my mum and my mum's boyfriend, they're so happy for me. They're so happy to see me. Like, oh, thank God you're here. Yes. And what they went on to explain was how I and my family are gods in this universe. It was like all the movie cameras came out and shit like that, and it all tried to make sense. Like, I knew that sounds stupid, but it did. I went to heaven, pure heaven, and like in this point in the trip, my mum took me out for a walk, and when I'm going on this walk, they're just explaining to me like how all my life was just, it was just all like not fake, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just like they've always been watching, and this was the time that I was ready to go to this place. So when I was there, like, this place, right, you can describe it as heaven. It's the feeling of it is it's like when you're on the walk, it's like you walk into a party, because I had a massive party lined up for me, like, and all my mates were going to be there, and everyone, and it was just pure bliss and amazing, like, and the party was all prepared for me. I saw party decorations everywhere, and my friends were actually there. Like, I saw my friends, hallucinated them, and my friends turned into my family. It was really weird. I also, on the walk, relived a childhood dream, where I got hit by a car, and my mum and dad, they kind of told me like the dangers of the road, and you know, this will what happened. Like, I saw the police car come, saw the ambulance, I thought I'd fucking died. The weird thing about this whole experience was, number one, this is all a sense of deja vu that I was having, and it felt like I was here before. I was there before. So I pretty much, like, I'm going around, like, my mum are taking me laps around this park just trying to calm me down. When I relived this dream, that was so unbelievable. Like, a childhood dream I had. I can't believe your brain is capable of these things. It was pure amazement. Oh, I don't know what's fucking happening with my game, but I'm going back to the house at this point. I'm going back to the house, or my house, sorry, and my mum has called my dad to get his fucking arse down here. My mum and dad are split up, so they don't live together, but yeah, they've decided to, my dad decided to come down. I don't know why my fucking e-car's not working. Yeah, my dad comes down. My dad was drink driving. He was at his house. He had so much to drink, but my mum just needed someone else there to look after me, because they were scared I was gonna die. Completely scared I was gonna die. My heart was beating so fast, and just, oh, it was awful. When my dad comes, this is the hallucination I got. He came and he said to me, Liam, like, I'm really sorry, but, well, firstly, what they did was they showed me the beauty of heaven, beauty of everything, And then they said to me, look, Liam, we're sorry, but you have to die because you are life. You are the universe. You are everything that has ever been and always will be. And it has all existed up until this point because of you. And that was shocking information. He said, for everyone to live, you must sacrifice yourself and restart this universe because it's about to come to an end. And I was just shocked. And as I was spending my final moments with my family, my dad asked me the question. He was like, Liam, are you going to die then? Are you going to save everyone? And I saw Nain and Connor watching me through the window. I saw my friends looking at me in the window. And I heard cars, everyone's about to come into my house. Like loads of people about to come to my house for some reason. When he asked me the question, I hesitated. I hesitated. And then everyone looked at me like, oh no. All my family looked at me and they went, no, fuck no. And my dad was like, you fucking idiot. If you would have chosen to die, you could have lived here with all your mates, done all the fucking drugs you wanted. But no, you can't because you're fucking selfish. You're selfish. And when that happened, I was shot through millions of bad. This trip wasn't actually bad until now. Like, it was not a bad trip, I just went crazy, but I was shot through millions of realities. It started good, but then it progressively got down worse. Like, it was like toxic greens and blacks, just, that's all my vision could see. And I finally went, okay, I'll die, I'm sorry, I'll die. And he was like, too late, you're now stuck in your living room watching TV with your mum and your stepdad, watching TV for the rest of your life. That's all you do. You stay in this room for eternity and you watch TV. I was like, no. And then my dad actually fucking smacked the shit out of me in real life after. Like, he fucked me up, man. Which, I mean, it's fair enough. Like, I would do the same to my son if he fucking did that. My dad left the house afterwards because he needed to get back. But I remember the first thing actually regaining myself was I hear my mum say, I think he's starting to come back now. And when I heard that, I knew that I was so confused. When I sat on my sofa and I was like, how am I here? Wait, why am I at my house? How the fuck am I at my house? And they're just looking at me and I'm like, oh my god, have I just been caught? And there's no way I've just been caught. So I kind of just say, I'm off to bed. I left my phone and my bag at the fucking party, so I had no communication with anyone. I lost all my shit. Sam brought it back round the next day, which was good. But yeah, that kind of, and then afterwards, I'm still kind of tripping, and my mum comes up to my room. She's like, she wasn't mad at the time. She wasn't actually mad. She was just disappointed. She knew it'd be wrong to start shouting at me. But I go to sleep, right? Wake up in the morning, and you know when you've had a nightmare, and you just wake up and you're like, oh, thank God that wasn't real. You're like, oh, thank God I didn't lose my phone, or some shit like that. That's what I felt. So I go downstairs, I have a look, I smell the breakfast being cooked. I'm like, oh yes! I literally thought it was a whole dream. And then I go downstairs and I see the hole in the wall. I'm like, how's that happened? I see all the mirrors smashed. I'm like, oh fuck, no, I haven't actually been caught. This is my first time being caught on anything other than weed. Like, my mum knew I smoked weed, but not acid. Fuck. I had the breakfast downstairs, and I was eating breakfast, and they were like telling me everything that I did the night before, and they have videos of me, but I can't get them because they're on my mum's phone. I might be able to soon, but videos of me, I was so fucked. I was acting like a complete disabled person with like autism and Tourette's. Complete, just, yeah, awful. And that's kind of the end of the story. I mean, all I can remember, there's some shit that I left out, like, there's some visions I had, which were ancient, just shit. That is just, oh my god, it was crazy. I know this might sound crazy to people who haven't done acid or even have done acid, because I've had plenty of good trips, and it's just, you know, this was on a different level, completely different level. And yeah, I mean, I want to give some advice, because the impact that this had on me was immense. I got really bad HPPD, which is hallucinating perception persisting disorder, and that's where you trip randomly sometimes in the day if you're not on acid. But my HPPD was permanently engraved. My colours were different. Shit just looked weird. I can't describe it. Static in the sky. Vision was off. Bright. I couldn't look at bright lights. Can't read books because the words wiggle. Can't read books. Find that so hard. My personality changed. I think of myself, I'm a pretty funny guy, but I struggled to make people laugh. Like, I don't know, I just couldn't make people laugh as much as I used to, I felt like. And that's what I like to do. I want to make everyone happy. I couldn't smoke weed anymore, because every time I smoked weed, I'd start tripping. Which I know, again, sounds stupid, but this is what happens. After an intense psychedelic experience, it can completely ruin weed. Completely. And I've took it as a blessing in disguise. If anyone's in the same situation as me, I know what it's like when you're smoking, and I know the worst thing is about it is, like, you won't be able to ever get that social aspect of it again. You won't be able to get stoned anymore, and it's a good thing. Like, I don't spend my money on weed, don't buy weed, don't smoke weed. You know, it's saved me a lot of money, and definitely take it as a blessing in disguise, and don't run for it. Like, I think most people keep on smoking because it's in their routine, and you can't let that happen. I don't actually know what else to say on, like, I want to give out some advice, but I'm going to leave my Discord in the description if anyone wants to talk to me or give me a call on Discord. I'd definitely be up for that. I'll tell you how I am now. I have greatly improved. So much. I had a recent acid, it was actually a candy flipping experience last month, because I didn't want to leave acid on a bad note, and for some reason that fixed my brain. It was one of the most beautiful trips of my life, and it has fixed my brain. Like, my HPVD is not even that bad. Like, it's hardly noticeable anymore. I'm feeling so much better and so much happier. Oh my god, I've learned so much about myself, and I've learned so much about my friends, and this has opened up me to do so much more with my life. I'm so glad I've had this experience, because I know it will benefit me later on in life. I know that this will be really good for me. But yeah, that's the whole video, to be fair. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Sorry that I couldn't get any good gameplay, so I was just spectating, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, good rest of your night, and be sure to fucking tell me in the comments like what videos you kind of want, stuff like that, and I'll be sure to upload them. See you guys later, take care.